Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to part 2 of our series with Andy Sullivan looking at his stroke play secrets. In this video we're going to be quizzing Andy about his game, how he manages it on the golf course and in practice to make sure that he gets the most out of himself week in, week out on the European Tour. Guys, if you're new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're watching, give us a like. If you haven't seen the first part of our series, please do go and take a look at that. Andy comes up with some really interesting insights into how he manages his game. But for now, let's head out onto the golf course and find out what Andy's got to say. Okay, Sully, so par 4, bit of right to left. Tell us about it.
It's a slight dogleg right to left, but again, it's a really tight tee shot. I mean, a lot of the members here tell you they just fudge it just down short of their bunkers and have a long line in, but you know, we're Hollywood in, so we're hitting driver basically over them bunkers is your perfect finishing line. Okay. You've got a little bit leeway right. Yeah. Left is, you know, you're struggling for a shot. Anything sort of, you know, 10 yards left them bunkers, you are struggling for a shot.
If you had to give yourself a mark out of 10 for how aggressive you are with your strategy, what would you say? In comparison, 10, in comparison to other players? Yeah.
You know, I do tend to rage on the outrageous a lot. I just, you know.
What's been the most outrageous shot? What's the shot you look back on and gone, do you know what? That was a strategic error.
When I won the playoff in South Africa.
Right.
It's just one of them. It was completely stupid in the sense of there was no shot there, and I'd just come to the conclusion of, well, I was second an hour and a half ago, so if I finish second again, what have I got to lose? Right. So it's just like, I'm going to go for it, and, you know, and it come off. And it was just one of them things where you could have put me there in any other circumstance, and there was no way I would have played that shot. No way. I'd have just chipped outside and tried to wedge up the green. But in that circumstance, it was like, well, I was second an hour and a half ago. What have I got to lose, really?
It's a good mindset, though, isn't it? To be, it's like.
Well, I never had the tournament in my hands. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't ever feel like the trophy was mine. So it was like, well, the only way I'm going to do it is win it. So yeah. By hitting that shot, it sort of gave me it. But it was, I mean, it was bordering on just complete stupidity. That's why my whole caddy Macca wanted me to chip out sideways. But you know, sane ahead's prevailed.
Right then, go on. Sully,
no,
it's my ears.
I swear you're doing it just to rub it in a little bit more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that wasn't on purpose, but I might start doing it. Right. Okay, at the darker trees.
Just at them dark pines, little 5-yard draw.
As if I
to be
know
fair,
what I'm doing.
After the first few holes, I mean, it's just on a piece of string.
Trust me, the wheels are about to come off.
Oh, it's not bad. That's fine. Just started a little right where you wanted, but it's still going to be money.
Is that
right? Semi, it's fine, absolutely fine. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for me, that's quite a good drive.
To say this drive doesn't suit my eye would be an understatement. I mean, I'm taking it probably just over these trees and trying to cut it back on the tree, just to make that fairway that's 10 yards wide, probably 5 yards wide. Okay. So.
You got this.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Bit of Sevy magic if I'm not. Oh, Hollywood shot coming up next. Straight.
So, Sully, I mean, you are I've seen you do clinics. We've done some photo shoots in the past. You've always been a fader in the ball. Yeah. How often do you hit the draw?
You know,
you hit it when you have to.
Yeah, I hit it when I have to, or you know, if there's a shot that needs to hit. I mean, I can hit the draw. Probably my draw moves about a yard right to left, max.
But it feels like a big old swinging hook, does it?
But there's times where you do have to hit it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that I just want to be one-sided. I just feel that shot a hit takes a lot of, you know, the stuff that I'm working on out the equation.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
The high right one we used to struggle with. So for me, trying to hit a little fade always takes that side of the golf course out, which I prefer really.
Are you better off being somebody who has a stock shot that they can rely on come rain or shine, it's like under pressure, or are you better off being able to hit both ways, kind of confident and as easily as each other?
There's an argument for both, isn't there, really?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, the stock shot under pressure, yeah, you feel like the guys that, you know, do hit that stock shot a lot, you're probably going to back them to hit it more. Sometimes having like a load of shots is, you know, you've got almost too many options in your head.
Yeah.
Where if you're just consistent using one shot, you know, yeah, you are limited on options, but you know what you're going to do with it.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
There is time. Don't get me wrong. Like everyone out there on tour will have a stock shot of what they want to do with the ball, but they'll all be able to hit the different shots. You know, some can hit left to right, some can hit right to left. So they've all got that in them, but it's just, you know, whether they want to do that or not. And it's, for me, I just find it consistently easy just to move it little 5 yards.
5 yards.
Yeah.
What's more of a defining factor, the shape of the hole or the wind direction? What determines the shape for you more?
Wind direction,
Wind
definitely,
direction
yeah.
does.
Because generally, you know, whether you're fading it or drawing it, you would be pretty confident in getting into any gap, even if it's tight. But, you know, for me, if I'm a fader of the ball and the wind's blowing 20 out the left, and you know, generally you're going to want to hold it up against it, and put it straight down.
The fairway's effectively
Yeah,
smaller, right?
Exactly. Well, if the wind's 20 out the left and I'm hitting it 5 yard cut, the ball's going to be just moving quite a lot left to right.
Yeah.
Which you don't really want to see that much shape. I mean, some guys like seeing that shape, but I'd say as a rule, you know, guys want to see it, you know, if they're moving, it's moving a little bit.
Where people like me sometimes go wrong in that they don't play enough under pressure, and then when they do, it's like panic stations.
Yeah, exactly.
You go from November through to March and you don't play any competition golf, and then the season starts, and then it's all like, oh, what am I doing here? And yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's the thing with the professional golf. You don't get the, you know, we are, you know, generally trying to put ourselves in that position to be under pressure as much as you can, and it's great. I mean, I don't know many guys that don't thrive off it out there.
Yeah.
So
you've got to, haven't you?
You
Otherwise
have,
you wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. If you didn't thrive off it, you wouldn't
put yourself through it.
Yeah. Well, no, you'd end up like that.
Talking of pressure, right? You are under some degree of pressure.
I'm under the cosh again. And I just keep leaving myself these Hollywood shots.
So where are you aiming and where are you?
I mean, I'm going to be trying to hit this sort of at that right bunker and just trying to only hit like a 5-10 yard draw, but just also trying to keep it low. Pins at the front. It's probably going to have to pitch 109 flag. Probably have to pitch just under 100.
Right.
And hopefully release up or go in with you sitting pretty with a shot.
Okay.
Sit.
Get down.
Sit.
Yeah, it's on the green. No? You're not happy with
that? It's okay, but you know, I'm under the cosh here. And
yeah.
But I am your caddy, so a wrong club could be pivotal. 108, I mean, doesn't get much more straightforward than this. Pin's in the middle of the green.
I've got a tree in front of me.
You've also got a sandwich, and you're 20 yards away from a tree that's 10 feet high. So I'm quietly confident the way you've played, you're going to get over it.
You haven't seen my low squirty one with the sandwich.
Right, so we've got 108, sandwich, probably erring on the side of maybe coming up a little short, but that's not a bad thing to a front flag.
No.
You know, if it comes up a little short, it might have a chance of running forward.
Good tip for pitching for me?
For me, again, I always think the best pitchers are the clippers. You know, they don't get steep on it and take massive divots. Difficult to control the distance. If you're a clipper of the ball, which is just getting the ball up a little bit shallower, just trying to pick it off the top, is probably the easiest way to control distance. As soon as you get a little bit drivey with a bit of like steepness on it,
you've got too much almost acceleration through the ball.
Yeah, and you know, you de-loft in the club as well, so it's always difficult to control your trajectory. Where if you're clipping, I find it a lot easier to get that consistent flight and spin.
Nice, like that. Okay, right, so 110-ish.
108.
108.
We're exact.
Okay, 108.
And you want it pitching 107.
Right, where's the wind? Just straight down.
Down at the left.
Okay.
So straight out of your little draw.
Pitching 107.
Oh, I tell you what, I like it. Got to go a little, I think. Oh, he's hold it. It's in.
Go in.
It's in. Oh, tap this film.
What is going on here?
Sign him up, ping, sign him up.
How much do I have to pay you to caddy for me full time?
I know, I'm thinking of actually just applying for a new job now. Sacking the playing off and just caddying.
Right, so green reading.
Yeah.
Next. At what point do you start thinking about green reading? And because I guess every week for you guys, you're playing on different grasses, different speeds, different amounts of slope. It's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you can, really. You know, even walking up to the green, just trying to assess where the slopes are. Because sometimes, you know, the most obvious things when you're over the ball are difficult to see. If you can get like a nice big view of it and actually see, oh, green's generally sloping that way, so my ball's going to be going right to left. I mean, I'm a big fan of, you know, assessing it away from the green here. But as soon as I get up to it, my first look will be where I think the low point is in the middle of the putt. So I'll go to the low side, middle of the putt, and just see, is it uphill, is it downhill, how much do I think it's breaking, and then go behind the ball and assess where I'm going to start it.
Are you always trying to work towards hitting it about a foot past?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be ideal. I mean, Jordan Spieth's probably the best at it that I've ever seen from every distance. You know, the ball goes in, you know, the same pace every time. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, he's playing on different speeds of greens all the time, so it's impressive. He's probably one of the most impressive putters I've seen, and that was from Walker Cup as well before he won that. You know, you could see then.
You played against him in Walker Cup.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and you could tell then it was like the putting side was just, the pace of it was incredible, and that was on a windy day as well when we played. So you knew something was there. But he'd be the perfect example for me of pace putting, where it's from 6 feet, 50 feet, everything is going in at the same pace every time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that makes it easier for you to read a green. If you're seeing the ball going in at the same pace all the time,
as opposed to I get quite laggy quite a lot. And if it's getting to the hole, it's dropping in the front edge, and then.
Well, a lot of people are different because you see a lot of people from distance, they're trying to lag it up, and then they get within close and they're trying to ram it in. So it's like, well, you know, it's difficult. If you're seeing it going in the same pace, it's easier for you to read.
So what you're saying is that your feel for putting is consistent all the way through.
Exactly.
You're just trying to get that bit.
I'm not saying it's easier, but it's surely. You know, you think about it logically, it's got to be easy. If you try and hit it at the same pace every time, you're going to get better results, I would have thought, from doing that. Right, come on. Oh, go. It's going to go right. Ah.
Good putt. And it's about foot past.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. Just perfection.
Fair play. Well, you can have that.
Oh, thanks, yeah. You just got two for it now, yeah?
Good 4 from where you were.
You don't really want to hit it outside the hole.
Okay.
So I'd lips the max I'd go here, mate. Foot by, just a nice roll. Just tap it in.
Come on.
Tap, tap, tappy. Oh, it's a lovely roll. It's a lovely roll. It's a lovely roll.
Sorry, it's not right to celebrate like that.
Well, you know, just rub it in my face. We're not playing Ryder Cup or anything, are we?
But we are paying, what was he say, 10 grand, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's my daily fee.
Go on, 179.
179, wins probably in and out the left, pins dead centre. Your little draw, straight at it.
Should be. Now, question for you: when you play golf courses like this, like tree lines courses that a lot of people will play when they're in the UK, it can be really difficult to pick the wind. Yeah, because it gets a bit swirly. What's your advice on that? What's your take on picking the wind?
Generally, in a parkland course, once you get it on the first hole, I'd say generally try and stick with where it was there. Don't try, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't think that it's chopping and changing, because it generally doesn't. It just generally blows down the avenues.
But it feels like it does because it's blowing down the avenues of the trees, right?
But the thing is, your ball's going above the tree line most of the time, so that's where it's going to get hit.
How difficult is that, though? How difficult is it to commit to the shot?
The hardest place I've ever done that is Wentworth. Wentworth is a nightmare because the trees are so high, your ball doesn't get above it. So what you're feeling is generally what you're getting there.
Is it?
Which is rare for a parkland.
Is it?
Yeah, because the trees are, believe, 30, 40 feet high.
Yeah.
So you're never really hitting it above them.
Yeah.
And it just does funnel. You can play 1 9 into wind and the other 9 straight back into the wind if it just wants to funnel that way. It is a nightmare.
It's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's hard. You know, I'd say it's one of the rare places where you see. It's a caddy graveyard almost.
Is it?
Yeah, well, it is because. You know, it's probably the biggest tournament of the year for us.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And, you know, it's not that easy to pick the wind. And it generally, we played it in May before and it was quite blowy. So, you know, you can look a bit stupid sometimes when really, you know, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Because it is difficult. It's one of the most difficult places to pick the wind and pick clubs.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the way the greens are and where the bunkers are so severe, it's just magnified that much. You know what I mean? Where other courses you'd get away with that. You'd be like, oh well, I've still got a shot. Where there, it's almost an impending
It's stalled in the wind and then gone straight into a bunker.
And, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Because 30, 40 yard bunk shots around there are a nightmare. Where before you can run it up the greens, but there the slopes are so severe. You've just got to get it in the right parts of the greens all the time.
Yeah. Get up.
Well, I think it's up, but just a little wind stalled it now. Oh, very members.
Is it all right?
I think it's just caught the back portion of the green. It took a nice, lovely bounce left.
I did notice that.
Yeah, a little bit of ground draw there.
After all these years, finally, golfing gods are...
I feel like, there's a lot of real estate around here if you want to buy some.
I might need to borrow a few quid.
Right, come on, Sul, we're under the cosh here. What am I, 2 down now? 2 down.
You're 2, yeah.
Not a shot here then. I've got a door ajar. Seems you haven't had a putt from outside, what, 10 feet yet?
That's true.
Oh, just got the pulls today. Go right a little.
It's going right.
Get a kick. No, just down straight.
That's on the green, isn't it?
Yeah, miles away though.
Firstly, how often do you play sort of social golf? Like the sort of golf that,
Yeah.
Because I suspect a lot of tour players probably don't.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Like, any time I'm back the boys and just come up here for 9 holes and, just have just a knock around with the boys. I love it.
I remember seeing your scorecard from Nuneaton, you're 60.
Yeah.
Was it week before Ryder Cup?
Week before Ryder Cup, yeah. So, I mean, not that I needed to send any messages out that I was playing well or anything like that, but it's always, it's always nice to go back and, just put a little marker out for the boys, you know what I mean? The young lads coming up, just go, there you go, guys, there you go, on your way. That's what you got to be.
Yeah, and just to go round 18 holes in 60 shots.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm about to play the front nine in 60 shots the way I'm going at the moment. In a scenario where you're on tour, these are smelly putts, these are, because you've got to get it enough up the hill, but then you've got to get it downhill and it's swinging as well. So pace here, again, is just massive. So as much as you...
Are you trying to get in my head here?
In your grill.
Yeah.
But for me, the first thing I'll be thinking about is pace here.
Yeah.
Is getting the pace right. Because if you get this within 4 feet, you've hit a fantastic putt. Because it's swinging hard from left to right. You've got to go up and down. As long as you're within a foot of where your line should be, you should get this pretty close.
If your pace is good.
If your pace is good. So that's where my focus point would be on, straight away.
Okay, so just in the fringe there.
I think it's either got to be just on the fringe or just off it. I think he's going to swing it quite hard.
Okay. Right, let's give it a go.
Oh, it's gone hard into the fringe. It's trying.
That went so far left.
I think it's worked out reasonably well for you.
I'll take it, because I'm also putting up the hill, I think, for the next one, aren't I? Yeah.
Little snake, a little left to right, then right to left. Pretty flat. See if we can make some magic. Oh no, it's not gone left to right. No, it's going right to left. Back.
It's coming back. Ugh, it's good enough. Is that new putter for this year?
Yeah. So it's the Anserdale. I've always been a classic looking, blade kind of guy. I've always liked to feel the toe of the putter working.
Oh,
that's right. Black shaft.
It's got the KBS black, is it the CT Tour one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, again, it's mainly, we're playing the sun quite a lot, so it's just a glare off the shaft, and for me, it just looks a lot better visually looking down on it.
Have you ever tried anything a bit funkier?
Yeah. At the end of last year, when I thought I was putting bad, but my stats said I was actually putting all right, I switched to a mallet for a little bit, but I don't know, my stroke should suit face balance, but the look of it.
So it's fairly straight back and through, is it?
But I just can never get on with it for some reason.
No.
I've always just been a blade man. Again, that goes back to the point of, what looks visually good to you
what you're
is half
comfortable
the battle.
using.
You know what I mean? Where, you know, this looks great to me. Where when I get one of them, I don't feel as confident with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it goes back to. But we'll see how confident you are.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm putting off the inevitable here.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie. You've left yourself the easiest putt at Stratford upon Avon. This could not be any straighter.
Come on.
If you're airing on a side, it's right centre.
Right centre. And just...
No, we said work on the same page. You was going to say ram that then, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
And then I stopped myself because a foot past the hole.
Oh, he's pushed it. Oh,
no.
He's in.
Oh. So that's the easiest part of the golf course.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, you got to show some frailty. You ain't missed a shot for 4 holes.
Well, that's the end of part 2. It's now 1 to me, is it?
1 up, yeah, on a fight back.
Yeah. Guys, if you've liked the video, please do hit the like button. Leave comments below. What do you think of Andy's bit of advice there for how to manage your game? I think there's some really useful stuff in there. And guys, keep your eyes peeled for part 3, where I'm pretty sure I'm going to win.